This simple tip will give you perfect looking cheesecake every single time. For our Oreo cheesecake, we're gonna first start by making the crust. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna count out 24 Oreos and we're gonna put it into our food processor. Once we have the Oreos in, we'll put the lid on and we're gonna pulse to chop this just until we get a nice crumb-like texture. This right here is the texture we're looking for, but we're not quite done yet. Next up, we're gonna add 1 stick of melted butter to our crumbs. I'm gonna go ahead and pulse again. So now we have a spring-form pan on top of some foil. I'll tell you why the foil is important in a minute. But we're gonna take all of our mixture here. We're gonna put it on the bottom of our springform pan. And now with some clean hands, you're just gonna press your mixture to the bottom. And once you're done, your layer should look something like this. And at this point, we're gonna set our crust into our Weber sear wood, running at 325 for 5 to 10 minutes, just while we make our filling. And of course, if you guys don't have a Weber sear wood or a pellet grill, you can do this in your oven. And now for the filling, we have 20 Oreos. So what we like to do with these Oreos is we like to have a few different types of textures. So some of these are gonna be a little bit smaller. Some of them are gonna be a little bit bigger. We like for every single bite to have a surprise. You can see here we have really fine pieces, we have larger pieces of Oreo, and that's gonna make for a great bite on every single piece of our cheesecake. Now we're gonna add 4 packs of softened cream cheese. And what we like to do is stir up our cream cheese first, just to make sure it's not too clumpy when we start adding our other ingredients. We're just gonna get it all out of our whisk. Make sure to scrape the sides so we can get everything nice and incorporated. Next up, we're gonna add 1 cup of sugar. Now we're gonna mix again. I see a little bit of sugar on the sides of the bowl here. I'm just gonna scrape it down, make sure everything gets nice and mixed up. That's good enough for our cream cheese mixture. Now we're gonna put our mixer on low, and we have 4 eggs here, but we're gonna put these in one at a time until they're nice and incorporated. There's one. And once this one's mostly mixed in, you can add the next. Don't forget to stop and scrape down the sides if needed. We really need everything nice and mixed up here. At this point, we're also going to add a teaspoon of vanilla. And yet again, don't forget to stop, scrape the sides, just so we can get everything nice and mixed up. If you can't tell, that is a pretty important part to this recipe. After about 30 more seconds, we're completely done with mixing. And with our Oreos now, we're going to throw them into our mixture, but we're going to fold these in. We no longer need that blender. And after just a few seconds, you can see that everything is nice and mixed up. We've got the crust off of the smoker. Now we're gonna get our mixture and just pour it right into the pan. At this point, you guys can cook it exactly like this, and this cheesecake is gonna turn out absolutely delicious. We're opting to use a water bath today to try and keep the top of the cheesecake looking as good as possible. We don't want any cracks if we have anything to say about it. And now what we're gonna do with our foil now is just press it around our springform pan. And then we're gonna put our cheesecake pan right into the middle of a large foil pan. We're gonna place our cheesecake right in the middle of our 325-degree pellet grill. And then we're gonna pour some hot water into our pan. Now we'll continuously come back and check on our cheesecake, see if we need to add any more hot water. It's been just over an hour on our cheesecake. Let's take a look, see if it's ready. Just by looking from here, it's looking amazing, but we do have to make sure that it's completely done. Just gonna wiggle it a little bit. And if you guys see that small little jiggle that I get on my cheesecake, I know this is done. It's no longer runny. So now it's time to take it out. We do have a few more steps. We gotta rest this before we eat. After our cheesecake was done, we left it on the countertop to rest until it was cool to touch. Then we wrapped it up in plastic wrap, put it in the refrigerator overnight. Now you can do this for as little as 4 hours as well. Now we're gonna get this out of the plastic wrap and out of this springform pan. We're gonna put some homemade whipped cream and some Oreos on top just to dress it up. This, of course, is completely optional. So I'm just taking my knife and kind of rounding this out here just to make it easier to get out of this springform pan. Also, if you're noticing a little bit of yellow on top, that is because we did smoke this on our Weber sear wood. And let me tell you this, from here, this already looks damn good. And now after decorating, it's time to take a bite. Just gonna take a slice right out of the middle. Now it's time to take a bite. You can hear the crust, it's like crunchy. That is incredible. The Oreo texture on the bottom is so incredible. Of course, the cheesecake itself is amazing. Anything Oreo, I'm actually a sucker for, so I'm pretty biased, but this might be the best cheesecake that I've ever had. It's obviously the best one that I've ever made. If you guys don't have a pellet grill, like I said, that's completely fine. Throw this in your oven. This is out of this world. You've got to try it. As always, we really appreciate you guys tuning into this video. Thanks, and we'll see you on the next one. I got to try it with the... Wow. It's even better with the whipped cream. Wow.